Hello everyone and welcome to episode 67 of this Let's Play series of Star Trek Online. My name is Winters and you are very welcome. In this episode, what we are going to do is travel to Nukara Prime, which is where we are now, and we are going to complete this mission, Nukara Strike Force Resources, which is basically going to give us our tier 5 reward for completing the Nukara Rep, and you can see the rewards there. So let's enter the Nukara system. It's actually not the system because we actually end up directly on the planet as soon as we beam in. So this is the contact that you have to go to, and all you do is just go up to them and talk. That's it. Look, there's all the rewards there, bottom left corner. We may come back here at some point in the future and we'll do some of the missions that are here, but yeah, that's it. We're going to beam up now and we're going to go to our next location. Okay, now I want to go to the Dyson Sphere Gateway, and I'm going to try a little trick. I think this will get us a bit closer if we just jump instance. Basically, we're using the same trick that we did. Yeah, look, much closer. Do you remember when we were in the Alpha Quadrant? And as soon as you get into the Alpha Quadrant, you change instance, and you end up right beside Bajor and Deep Space Nine. And yeah, cuts down travel time. So that's basically what we done there. What we are going to do is we're going to pick up the Dyson Reputation tier 5 reward, and that requires you going to the gateway and traveling to the Solanae Syson Sphere, and from there going to Dyson Joint Command, and then or actually you have to watch a number of cutscenes, 5 of them first, and then you beam out to your ship and you go and meet a contact, and you get your reward. Yeah, so we can see the gateway here in front of us, and yeah, we'll go to the Solanae Syson Sphere. There is actually a special Boff as well that you get for doing this mission as well. You'll see it now in a couple of minutes once we actually get there. So let's travel to the Solanae Syson Sphere. Okay. So Dyson Joint Command is in this spire here, so we are going to make our way to that, and then we will beam in. Beam to Joint Command. Okay, and what we want to do is we're going through this door and we're going up to Sub Commander Cole, or whatever his name is. This dude here.
Ah, come in. I have a special assignment that requires a delicate touch. A science ship on patrol in grid Beta 53-30 received an encrypted message from the Voth. This wasn't a message from a military ship or the Voth leadership. This was an encoded short-ranged burst from a Voth science outpost. I think we may have a friend in the enemy's ranks. It'd be best if any communication from our side didn't come from our leadership, for reasons you'll soon see. I want you to pursue a dialogue with this individual. See if we can turn them into an ally. That is all. I'm trying to contact any member of the mammalian occupying force who is willing to open negotiations. I am Nellen Exel of the Voth Circle of Archaeology, and I believe that we have common scientific goals that can only be achieved without the interference of our respective militaries. Working alongside the best minds of the Voth Circles of Science, I have been studying this celestial structure, its function and its original inhabitants. Our work has yielded some troubling information for those seeking to uphold the doctrine that we are the original intelligent species in the Delta Quadrant. The Voth Ministry of Elders maintains that science is only valid if it supports their own fictions of history. I've lost too many colleagues to this terrible government censorship. What I've been able to discover on my own and away from government interruptions is that this sphere was created by a race under direct control of a species called the Iconians. Even ignoring the huge cache of records we found here, the mere existence of this sphere proves that there are powerful entities my government refuses to acknowledge, perhaps to our ultimate doom. I will not be so naive. Left high and dry by my own people, I am left with few options. There must be a sympathetic ear out there that realizes we have entered the nest of an enemy that neither of us are prepared to face alone.
Okay, so the next part is we just turn around and we go up to this console and watch cutscene 1.
Ah, come in.
Ah, no. Sorry. This is it. Enter Science Lab.
I was pleased to receive your message, even if I have to keep this conversation a secret from everyone I know. There are many topics that have been deemed controversial and off-limits. Inquisitors examine our work on a regular basis, but questions need to be asked if we are to maintain any sort of scientific credibility. Have you ever wondered at the fact that both our people were able to enter this sphere from opposite ends? That we could move through halls, through rooms, through entire buildings without finding another living thing? Until we encountered one another. The Ministry of Elders would have me publish papers claiming that this sphere was created by our ancestors. But why would they abandon this place? Why would anyone abandon this place? As far as I can tell, this place was commissioned but not built by a race called the Iconians. A war forced them to abandon their home in favor of this more strategic location. Imagine how many fleets of warships could fit inside here, fed by food grown on thousands of hectares of carefully constructed surfaces, powered by the entire energy of a star, and all waiting to ambush from the dark space of the night sky. The Voth are not warmongers. We have taught doctrine to weaker species, but weapons are usually not required. When the Voth have encountered opposition, we have resisted attempts by others to add us to their own ranks. Fights between evenly matched adversaries tend to be futile. A sphere might convince some that the odds have shifted in our favor. Which brings us back to my first question. Why did the original inhabitants of the sphere leave? Did they feel safe and pick a fight against a superior enemy and lose? Or were they forced to leave by some internal flaw in their fortress? We may all be doomed to the fate of those who lived here before if we aren't careful.
End of file.
Okay, now we enter in again.
concerns about the dangers of the Sphere's technology have fallen on deaf ears. In rebuttal, I'm fed propaganda about the Sphere's Voth origins and how easy my job should be. But how easy can a job be if I'm constantly being interrupted by alarms and avoiding catastrophes? In my lab, the Ministry of Elders and their Inquisitor lackeys have installed accomplices who are willing to answer yes when I say no. Advancement is their only goal, not reason, not discovery, and certainly not safety. Unfortunately, they are rarely up to the tasks for which they volunteer. But the problems may be bigger than incompetent lab techs. No one here wants to hear that we may not be capable of using this technology, or that the cost of trying could be the destruction of this entire sector of space. The builders of this sphere aren't here to tell us the results of their experiments, but I'm convinced that something did go terribly wrong. There is evidence of a celestial trauma that has significantly reduced the energy output from this installation's central star. Add to that the fact that the spires have been optimized for a different spectral band than the one that this star produces, and we're left with strong evidence of a large-scale industrial accident. Such an accident would explain why this place was abandoned. I've conducted a detailed scan of one of the spires and found trace amounts of tetryon particles. Any industrial accident large enough to leave these trace tetryon particles thousands of years afterwards would have permeated all organic life caught in the blast, with enough tetrionic energy to force any survivors to retreat to subspace. So, if the creators of this technology weren't savvy enough to prevent such a huge disaster, what chance do my people or yours have to do any better? I fear this technology. I fear it in not just the wrong hands, but in any hands. We need to work together to make sure no one tries to activate the sphere. Our lives may depend on it.
End of file.
Okay, we enter in again.
I'm sorry for the delay in my response, but I needed to take extra precautions with my communications. After another round of disastrous tests in combining Voth and Sphere technologies, I was offered up as a scapegoat. I am no longer a member of the Voth Circle of Archaeology. But I've been doing this for so long, it's hard to stop keeping an eye on my former colleagues' experiments. Now my curiosity is tinged with a hint of fear. Their findings may be corrupted. When it was discovered that the omega particles generated by this structure were sent to collection sites in the outer shell, the first thought was to blindly jumpstart this process, rather than to methodically determine its purpose. I'm afraid our leaders are so entranced by the perceived benefits of this advanced technology, they are willing to forego common-sense safety measures. Luckily, there are a few of us left who make safe and sane actions our primary objective. And luckier still, there are enough of your ships and soldiers causing problems inside our defensive lines that my actions are blamed on you. I'm not alone in this opinion. Our superiors are pushing hard to unlock this technology. There's a perceived lack of progress, and they are trying to make up for lost time. I'm sure you understand gravity as it applies to physics, but it also has a social component. When our leadership feels pressure, it is quickly felt by those below them. First by the military, then by the citizenry. The Voth have never taken kindly to dissenters, but there is no comparison between those who speak out against doctrine back home and those who fight for basic scientific inquiry here and now. I fear I'll be discovered at any moment, but I fear even more that the work I'm doing won't continue on. Please stay safe.
End of file.
Okay, I think this is the last one.
We've intercepted new Voth military communications. I think they've outed your contact.
One file received at 0530 hours today.
I'm sad at the thought that this may be my final transmission. I've enjoyed our talks together, but I came across something tonight that is too important to leave to chance. I was recently assigned to the Circle of Material Sciences. Apparently, my expertise in using isotopes to date archaeological finds means I'm an expert in chemistry, at least to a military personnel officer. One disadvantage of keeping disciplines separate based on expertise is a lack of shared knowledge, where my new colleagues added footnotes about inverted tetryon particles. I saw a connection to omega molecules, a connection of which they were unaware. On a small scale, my hypothesis yielded a small rift. Applied to the scale of this entire facility, this sphere was built to travel through subspace, across the galaxy. The Voth leadership was excited to learn of this discovery as well. Imagine an entire solar system full of ships hiding inside this sphere. Imagine teleporting them anywhere in the galaxy in an instant. I assure you there are Voth battle plans in the works right now using this strategy. My species is under attack near our home sector. The fighting has reached a stalemate, but there are still lives being lost on both sides. Every option is being examined to bring an end to the fighting, even the most extreme. I've seen reports on weaponizing omega molecules to destroy large swaths of subspace and lock our enemies into their own parts of space. I must put an end to my people's pursuit of such disastrous weaponry. I will not have a part in isolating the Voth race by making space unnavigable, even at the price of a continuing war. My work with the Voth is finished. Hopefully I will not follow suit.
End of file.
Go get him. Maybe you can find him before his people do.
Okay, so you can review these recordings or cutscenes at any time by interacting with that console and just selecting the appropriate cutscene. What we are going to do now is we are going to return to our ship, and we're going to go and pick up Neelan. And we can see here directly in front of us, he's somewhere there. He's 214 kilometers away from us. Let's see, do we have any... No, we don't have any DOF missions finished. Okay. Let's have a look at our resources while we're en route. We're already up to over 200,000. We've got another 32,000 about to come. We have to do the Romulan one yet, but that will actually be much later. It's probably going to be in about 20 or 30 episodes. Yeah, about 20 I'd say. About 20 episodes we'll be able to do the Romulan one. So 30 and another 60 on top of it. It'll be over 500,000 dilithium that we'll have, which is great. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. Dilithium, you can never have too much dilithium. I can guarantee you that. So, right, we're nearly here. Basically, we just have to pass this barrier, and we have to find his escape pod, which is right here. We'll slow down a little bit. contact Neelan. And if we scroll down, we can see there's all the nice rewards, and we get him as a bridge officer. Excellent. Okay, that's that done. Let's warp out of here. Okay, we're going to open up the map and we're going to set course for the Alpha Quadrant. And we're going to kick into Slipstream. I'm pretty sure I covered this before, but when you hit level 50 you unlock a new ability which is called Slipstream, and it kicks you into, you can see here, Warp 20, and just makes travel a lot quicker. Anyway, while we're on the way, I want to talk about those 5 cutscenes that we just watched. Now basically the way it works is each time you hit a new tier level you unlock one of the cutscenes. Simple as that. So it is completely up to you if you want to do like what I just done and watch them all together. And I think you can actually escape through them. So as soon as the cutscene starts you can hit escape and it'll just cancel the cutscene. And yeah, you know, save time. I let them play out for story purposes, and just so you guys could, you know, see what was going on. But yeah, basically one of them unlocks at each tier level, so it's up to you if you want to, you know, go over and back each time you hit a new tier level and watch the recording, or leave it until you get to the very end and just do them all together. The next thing, if I open up my mission journal here and I look at in progress, you can see here we have 5 missions. Message from another time, we have these ones, message from another universe. Basically this is from the Temporal Reputation, and these are from the Terran Reputation. And all what you have to do is go to Deep Space Nine, go up to Ops, go to an NPC, and it works very similar to what we just experienced, except for there's no cutscenes. You talk to the NPC and there's a bunch of text, and you know, you can read the story. So that's where we're going at. We're going to get rid of all these missions because, yeah, there's, you know, nothing, no point in hanging on to them. But we're just going to quickly F-bomb our way through. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let's use our little trick again, and we'll jump instance, and we'll end up right beside Bajor. And then we'll go over to Deep Space Nine. Close the map. Okay. And we beam in. Okay, so let's go to the turbo lift. We go to operations, and this NPC here is the one that we want. So we can see Temporal Defense Initiative. Check ops records. Transmission 1.
After action report, it started with an ending soon.
So it's not cutscenes, but there actually is
I have ensured
voiceover.
I managed to, I then tracked.
And that's that one done. And then we do Terran Task Force.
Personal log.
Actually, I don't think I done number 5, did I?
After action report,
Yeah, I didn't.
I managed to.
Okay, and I think that... Yep, there we go. This is stuff for new Romulus. We're not going to do that now. What I am going to do is I'm going to go back down onto the promenade, going to quickly run to the bank, and all the elite marks that we picked up we're going to throw into the bank and just keep that all nice and clean. You probably can notice there is quite a difference here on Deep Space Nine with the new lighting update. Big difference. I am actually really looking forward to this map being revamped. It's something that they want to do, but no idea when that will be. Okay. We can put that back in there, and we can put this guy, Nealon, to candidate roster. Okay. So now we have 234,000 basically waiting to be refined, which is pretty darn good. And we have 3.4 million EC. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Okay, we're going to leave it there for this episode. Thanks a million for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. My name is Winters, and I will see you next time. Until then, take care.